Hello everyone, I'm Bra Mithra. Welcome back. It's the end of the month. We are at update 104. Looks pretty good. We're just going to talk about this real quick. I've got some other stuff I want to talk about for living glossary updates and things like that. And then just look at the shop stuff because there was also a shop update today as well. So all kinds of cool stuff for the last day of March. So here we go with the Gambler's Chest. The printing process continues. Not too much to share. Hoping what that means is when it says not too much to share, what that actually means is that everything's still on schedule. As per the last update, the prediction still looks like it will look delivering after Gen Con. So hopefully September, early October, it still looks like we'll be getting Gambler's Chest. However, apparently Poots has been warned that it is a very large and very complex process. A lot of blacks to color balance properly. Shipping container prices have also dropped from $30K each to around $1,300. So shipping will go down. Since, we were told that shipping would be crazy back, when he said that it would be done in 2021 or whatever. So yeah, shipping costs have gone down in the last 2 years. So that's good. Let's get on to the Black Knight and the Frog Dog. I've completed the Squire campaign and is currently being play-tested in the playtest dungeon. Overall, I'm quite pleased with how it turned out. Its focus is much more character story driven. Here is but a wee teaser. So, suspicion cards for the Squire campaign. No idea what these do. I guess they're just something that you'll get. L's suspicion. You suspect Kane is hiding a secret, and Kane suffers damage to the arms hit location. Gain +1 suspicion. Sure, no idea. I can't even begin to guess what that does. Next week, our teams will be focused. Next week, our team's focus will be wrapping up the innovation and story events for the Frog Dog. It keeps putting space between there now, like multiple times now. Last update, this update, always a space between Frog and Dog. So the Frog Dog expansion and finalizing how one might hunt the Bullfrog Dog and create the second armor set. So the Bullfrog Dog is a legendary. I guess it has an entire armor set to it. Normally you can only fight legendaries once. So that will be interesting. Still very cool. Excited for Frog Dog. So Devour the White Lion, Frog Dog expansion. So this is just insight into how we're replacing White Lion going forward probably and never using it again. In all honesty, I think these both will be finished and hitting proofreading / copy editing by the end of April. Okay, so that stuff's going to be play tested for 2 weeks? Like 3 weeks? That's it? 3 weeks of play testing and then we're done? Call it a day on that Squire campaign? It's not an April Fool's joke. Okay, cool. Showdown board. Engineering of these XXX tiles continues. Sending our first batch formally to our tooling partner next week. Remember when this was going to be Q1? Way missed. Way missed. That's off 4 months, probably going to be off by 4 months, that prediction. So, made that prediction without even finishing this. Not even having a tool made the prediction of you'll see it Q1. Campaigns of Death. The art team has creating a host of wonderful illustrations for this project. Here's my current favorite, the Mirrorstone settlement location from one of the 3 30-year campaigns. So people of Mirrorstone, really cool. Very cool. Very cool. Silver City. Oh, and it has this guy to share. And I had this guy to share. Okay. Neat. So, you can see here, there is one of the new minis we're getting from the shop there, blurred out a little bit. Octopus Guy from Silver City. Looks very cool. Very neat. Awesome. Very short little brief update. No comment on whether or not the official prediction of getting it after Gen Con and maybe having Gen Con available to look at. Nothing was said that will be changing. So that's still good. However, it did have the whole, well, it's super complex, so who knows? I guess. I don't know. Sure. Sure. Either way, Frog Dog's looking awesome. I wish we had Campaigns of Death before Frog Dog and Black Knight, but, you know, I don't know. Who cares, really? It's just more stuff. Hopefully we actually get it soon. Would be great. I just really want Campaigns of Death. It doesn't even look like Campaigns of Death is... I mean, they're still doing art and stuff, but that's okay. Hopefully, it's a lot farther along than these dog-os. So, let's look at the Living Glossary now, which should be really interesting. So, some new stuff added to Living Glossary. We got Banshee Dura, a special gear, or a special rule, special gear rule. At the start of your act, gain or lose howling tokens until you have X of them. During your act or a survival opportunity, you may spend one howling token to do one of the following. Gain something, movement probably, which must be spent immediately, once per round. Gain action, which must be spent immediately, limit once per round. Perform a survival action using the howling token in place of survival. Gain +1 strength token until the end of the round. So, interesting. Very neat. Very cool stuff. This is from one of the new gear that was put into the... Or just like a new thing that was put into the shop. Next, we have Demolish here. A gear special rule. Spend activation to archive an adjacent impassable terrain tile. If a monster is standing on that terrain when it is archived, the monster is knocked down. So... this is interesting because you could just demolish the Lonely Tree, and the Lonely Tree interacts with Phoenix. So Phoenix does Disdain, and then it goes back to the Lonely Tree, or the Nightmare Tree. I mean, you could just remove that, and then I guess it just wouldn't perform that part of Disdain. It would just forego the movement and then Disdain proceed as normal. This is interesting. There's also the Spider Nest, which is not indestructible, which needs to be errated to be destructible. So that is, even if you have the 1.6 Spidicules, that terrain needs to be indestructible. There's an official errata for it. We don't know when we're getting it. Just, you know, play test your stuff, I guess. Next, we have Expertise, a gear special rule. I wonder what this does. So do I. I wonder what that does. I don't know what that will be. Who knows what that will be? Interesting. Then we have Guardless. This is a clarification. This is from Gambler's Chest for, you can see it on some of the gear for Croc. Special rule. Guardless survivor may not dodge, block, deflect, or ignore hits. Attack rolls can still miss Guardless survivors, and they still factor their evasion in. So, this is interesting. This is just clarification on how exactly Guardless will work. I think Guardless was attached to like some Katars for Croc, just some weapons for Croc. So very cool stuff. We got two more here. Rush. This is the best one. This is amazing. So Rush, a special rule: when a survivor hits 3+ times in a single attack, they rush for that attack. Awesome. This is really cool. This is a very, 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 very interesting rule. Yeah, this helps. This will help pair. Paired stuff to help high-speed weapons. Stuff like that. Just whatever Rush does, I'm sure it will just be a keyword, and then it will activate other things. I'm sure that's how it will work. But when a survivor hits 3+ times in a single attack, that could mean anything. Anyway, this is really neat. Rush is super cool. I have a video coming out about the CCG monster I created. It uses this mechanic, this Rush mechanic, so I'll talk about that. There'll be a video for it very soon for the homebrew expansion that was created. So Rush is super cool. Speed as a currency, all cool stuff. That will really help speed. Speed as a currency, I'm super in favor of that. So anything that makes it so where you want to be hitting more just to gain something, even if like, well, again, I'll talk about it in the homebrew monster. So next we have Surpass. This was on the glossary previous. It just wasn't defined. This is also on the Red Witches stuff and on some Griffin stuff. So Surpass, a gear special rule. When your wound attempt total surpasses the monster's toughness by X or more, the monster suffers an additional wound. Great. This is absolutely amazing. I've always said that Savage is much better than Devastating. I don't think Devastating is super helpful or healthy for the game. Not the devastating effect. Doing additional wounds, I think, is fine. It's just devastating weapons where there's no like limitation. You just always do extra wounds without even like doing anything. Just devastating weapons themselves are not healthy. Savage is much better, where at least you need to crit and then you get an extra one. Surpass is much like the same, just a better devastating. I'm in favor of things that do this rather than devastating. So let's look at the shop. Very cool, interesting things there. I want to take some time to highlight it. So here is one of the first things that's added to the shop. This is just beta gear. Again, I'll do videos on beta gear and stuff, but these are the Banshee loincloths, stuff like that. So this has the Banshee Dora thing. We just talked about that from the glossary. And then here's the 2 beta gear that comes for this. So this is one of the betas for this month, but you can see it gets 2 beta gear in it. So again, this is, what is it, $30 for 30 US dollars for this. So let's look at the next one. We also have Skrell right here. Let's go down again, 30. This is really neat. This is the one, so this is not beta stuff. This is just actual like things here. I'm gonna move this over. So this has a innovation in it, this fig tree innovation, and it comes with an entire settlement event here. We can't read it. I'll talk about all the beta stuff. I'll talk about all this stuff in another video, but this is just cool. The amount of things that we're seeing now from shop store releases, much more involved than previous ones. Not all the time, like not echoes, not like that, but old white boxes used to just maybe have one piece of gear or something in it, but these are now like full settlement events, stuff like that. This is cool. Full art settlement event. Really cool stuff. Innovation. Really cool. Don't know exactly what it will be. The point here is that it doesn't really matter what this does. The point is it's just that these releases that go up, they're really good. They've been adding quite a bit of interesting, cool stuff. So I just thought I would take a time just to show that, and you know, we should appreciate the fact that these store releases are actually giving more universal playable stuff than like just a recipe and a gear that who knows how it will work or how good it is. So really cool. This stuff's really cool. So again, I just wanted to talk about it. Okay, so thank you so much for watching. It's appearing like there's probably going to be, I think, 4 videos very soon. I've already gotten 2 recorded. They're just waiting to be released. I want to do releases, you know, certain times, the last day of the Kickstarter, or I want to do it when, like I said, with the Homebrew Monster, waiting for another video to be made for that. I want to launch that with the CCG. So those videos are already like there. They're just waiting to be released. And then I've got another video I'm doing, and then Ants Trespass. So next week could see, maybe not even next week, maybe Saturday, depending on, like I said, they have other things that are restricted to, I want to time them to coincide with other things. So, yeah, could see four videos this week, not including this one. So, thank you so much for watching. I just wanted to make this one real quick, something just to get up and out. So, really cool. Excited for this. Frog Dog looking really cool. It's cool to see something about Silver City. Store releases are getting really cool. Can't wait to talk about them as soon as I get to see them, actually. Nothing said that Gambler's Chest isn't still on pace, so it's looking like possibly after Gen Con. So, awesome. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.